Alright, friends, we have reached the final stage of any change process evaluation. No, I was not going to say final chapter. We have two more units. This is the final stage of any change process. It is evaluation. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Anu, we have done all the hard work with planning, implementing change, and all. Now, why do we have to evaluate this? Can't we just go home? Well, then simply let me ask you this. After you, let's say, try a new recipe, don't you check if it tastes good, if the level is right, or, you know, the people who you subjected to that recipe, whether they survived or not? Yes, no? What is that? You are evaluating only. Hmm? Hmm. Same logic here also. Evaluation helps us understand if organization change actually worked, what went right, what went wrong, and how we can do better next time. So, what is the purpose of evaluating change? Quite straightforward, correct. Organizations want to know, the nation wants to know where it stands currently, what areas still need improvement, and how to move forward. Without proper evaluation, what will happen? It is like you are running blind. Imagine launching a new HR policy and having no clue if the employees are even using it. Oh, you, right? Evaluation brings clarity. It shows what needs to be changed, why it needs to be changed, and how to implement those changes effectively. Plus, it helps track the change process and allows for a timely course correction if needed. So now let us talk about when evaluation becomes necessary. What is the context of this? Evaluation becomes critical whenever an organization undergoes any big change, like adopting new technology. In today's era, that means adopting AI, restructuring teams, handling mergers and acquisitions, or just trying to improve engagement of the employees altogether. So this evaluation, it helps measure the impact, assesses the success, and understands whether the change is heading in the right direction or whether if it is causing confusion in the ranks. More importantly, evaluation builds a culture of learning and growth. Like in a cricket match, you simply don't just play and leave. You sit, you watch the highlights, learn, and you come back stronger the next time. Correct? I hope that is how cricket works, right? Yeah. So what are the approaches to evaluation? Well, we have to learn about two major approaches. One is evaluation research and the other is action research. Think of them as two different ways to judge the same situation, two different sides of the same coin. One is like a scientist and the other is like a participant of the game. So evaluation research, this is the more scientific one of the two. It is a little bit more quantitative. It is all about collecting numbers, statistics, and comparing the results before and after the change. So imagine doing a intervention survey, implementing a new policy, and then doing a post-intervention survey to see what improved. Right? In some courses, especially in my organization and all, when we take some courses, before starting the course, they'll have a short survey or a short questionnaire to assess where we actually stand. And then after the course, they'll make us take that same questionnaire again and see whether we've improved ourselves, whether we have got some more answers correct and all. It is kind of like this evaluation research approach. Okay, so it is structured, it is objective, it gives you clear-cut answers. Evaluation research can be it can be formative. Evaluation research, it can be formative. Formative is that it could be done during the change or it could be summative. That is, this research is summative. That is, this research is done after the change. Both are important to tweak or measure the final outcomes. Coming to the action research, this is more like being part of the action. It is qualitative, it is collaborative, and involves stakeholders throughout the process. So the goal here is to create a learning loop. Act, observe, reflect, plan, and act again. A learning loop like this. This approach is perfect when flexibility and continuous improvement are needed. You might not get any universal truths or anything from this, but you will definitely get relevant on the ground insights. Now, when it comes to strategies for evaluating change, like any other thing, there is no one size fits all. If you are the numbers type, then you can go for surveys. Like if you want to do evaluation research, you will go for surveys. Mm, it is easy to use, it is cost effective, and it is perfect for large scale feedback. And if you want to observe how changes are playing out in real life, then you might want to go for observational strategies, like that HR manager who sits quietly during a training session to see if people are actually learning or are they just zoning out or chilling and having a break from their hectic team meetings or deliverables, like that. Now, for deeper stories, maybe you can even go for case studies or interviews. Interviews give you a first-hand feedback. It will be honest, and sometimes it might even be brutal, but it is very useful. And then we have focus groups, small discussion groups, like small group discussions that can bring out shared concerns or unexpected insights, and sometimes even heated debates also. And if you're feeling extra scientific, then you can go for experiments like randomized control trials and all you can do. But they are more common in research heavy organizations usually. And also many companies definitely, mostly, they go for a mixture of approaches. Like they may blend surveys with interviews or case studies to get the best of both worlds. Now, speaking of data, what kind of data should we collect? Hmm, there are two types, secondary and primary. Secondary data that is already available, like reports or company records, meeting notes, or data driven from previous projects. It is cost effective, it is quick to access, and a very great starting point. Coming to primary data, it is what you collect specifically for a particular evaluation through surveys, interviews, focus groups, and so on. It will give you a fresh, targeted, and more recent insight that is directly related to the change initiative. Both types of data collection are useful, and often we go for a combination of both because that will give us a clearer picture. Now, once the data is collected, what will happen? It has to be analyzed. Data analysis comes into the picture. This is where things get exciting because once you start analyzing whatever data you have collected, you will start seeing patterns, trends, whether the change had the impact that you wanted or it went totally useless. Did the productivity improve? Did the absenteeism go down? Did people stop complaining about the new system? Data will help answer all of this, right? In today's world, data is the new gold or platinum. You can compare pre and post change numbers, you can spot unexpected outcomes, or you can even identify areas that need more attention. So, in short, data analysis turns the raw data information that we collected through data collection methods into actionable insights. And then the magic ingredient, what is it? Feedback. What is the point of all this data and analysis if it doesn't lead to change? Correct. So, feedback is that link between what you find and what you're going to do next. It helps managers refine their strategies, make smarter decisions, and avoid repeating the same mistakes. Also, when employees feel heard through feedback mechanisms, they become more engaged in the change process. It is like when your college takes students' feedback seriously, then it will build trust and help them improve the experience, right? Similarly, in Anu's classroom also, no, if I take your feedback seriously and if you can see that my future videos include that, it feels good, correct? Like that. Yeah, so feedback also helps communicate results to stakeholders in a very clear and relatable way. Whether it is through reports, presentations, or even team meetings, this communication will help build transparency and also drive further improvement. And if something didn't go as planned, no problem. Feedback will help you adapt your strategy and try again. Right. To wrap up, evaluating organizational change is not just about ticking boxes or submitting reports. It is about learning, adapting, and growing. Whether you choose action research or evaluation research or a mix of both or any other thing, the goal is the same. It is to understand what is working, fix what is not working, and keep improving, keep moving forward. Think of evaluation as your Google Maps for organizational change. It will tell you where you are, it will help you avoid wrong turns, and it will also guide you to your destination. So, the next time someone asks you what or why you have to evaluate change, just tell them because without it, we are simply guessing, and guessing doesn't work in HR or in life. So that is all for this session. I hope we will meet again in another one. I hope I didn't put you to sleep. Until then, happy learning.